If you're tired of textbook Japanese that makes you sound like a polite robot, and you actually want to speak real Japanese like we do in everyday life, this free lesson is gonna flip the switch. I'm not gonna break down grammar rules like other boring Japanese tutors or creators or textbooks. I'm gonna show you how we actually talk with native phrases, real examples, and how to sound natural. And I promise, what I'm about to teach you is gonna completely transform how you speak Japanese. So stay with me. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get it. In this video, you're gonna learn all the casual speech patterns you need to know that make you sound like an actual human instead of textbooks. So if you actually start using these speech patterns that I'm about to teach you, your Japanese will sound at least 10 times, maybe 100 times more natural. So make sure to implement these speech patterns to your Japanese speaking. Well, let's break down something really important. This tiny word that low-key changes everything. Yo. Yo. And most people think it's just emphasis, but it's not. It's a special signal. It means, hey, I'm telling you this. Like, hey, I'm telling you this. It makes your sentence feel alive, like it's meant to land on the listener, the person who you're talking to. Like, for example, これめっちゃ美味しいよ. これめっちゃ美味しいよ. The yo isn't just a decoration. It's like saying, you gotta try this. I'm telling you, this is really good. You're sharing the feeling. You're sharing what you are actually feeling with the person. And without this yo, これ美味しい. これ美味しい. It's just a statement. It doesn't sound like you're telling this to the person who you're talking to. But with yo, これめっちゃ美味しいよ. これめっちゃ美味しいよ. Now, you're talking to the person. You're sharing what you are feeling with the person. And real quick, if the word before yo is a noun or what's called na adjective, you gotta throw in a da before it. But what's a na adjective? Don't overthink it. Just words like 綺麗, like pretty, 静か, quiet, 有名, famous, like 綺麗な人. Hito is a person. So yeah, you have to add na before the noun. We call that kind of adjective na adjective. So at the end, you say 綺麗だよ. You have to add da. 綺麗だよ, not 綺麗よ. Just remember verb and e adjective. So most of the adjectives you don't need da, but noun and na adjective needs da. If you're not sure, just Google it, na adjective. And it's easy. I'm not your grammar teacher. I'm teaching you how to connect with Japanese people by teaching you the kind of speech patterns or phrases that make you sound like a human, that help you connect with Japanese people. If you want deeper understanding in this na adjective, just Google it or search it up on YouTube and you understand it really fast. So for example, 明日休みだよ. 明日休みだよ. You're not just stating facts. You're giving the person something that they would want to know. It's like saying, hey, just so you know, tomorrow's off. And that's how yo works. It pushes the feeling to them. And here's what's cool. If you just add ne to that, it turns from I'm telling you to you feel me. You feel me? So now let's talk about yone. Yone. This is really also important. It makes a huge difference on how you sound. Same sentence, but with yone, 明日休みだよね. 明日休みだよね. By just adding yone, it becomes a question. But not like, are you sure? It's way softer than that. You're checking if the person feels the same way. You're saying it's a day off, right? It just sounds a statement. But with yone, これ高すぎるよね. Now, we are on the same page. We are in this together. So let's say we are on a shopping together and you find something you like and you look at the price and think, oh, this is too expensive. And in those situations, instead of saying, これ高すぎる, this is too expensive, just try to say, これ高すぎるよね. これ高すぎるよね. By adding this yone, it makes me feel like my opinion matters to you. I feel included. And that's what deepens the connection, right? As a human being. And it's not just a speech pattern, but it's the kind of speech pattern that deepens the connection with the person. So another example is 今日めっちゃ寒いよね. 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 And again, you're not talking at them. You're creating a little shared vibe. Man, it's cold today, huh? Isn't it so cold? And that's what yone does. It makes your Japanese feel like real conversation, not a report. And like I said, yone isn't just about asking right. It's deeper than that. When you say yone, you're saying what you think matters to me. It taps into something psychological because you're showing that their opinion is part of your world. In a country like Japan where people don't always speak directly, this tiny word gives them a way to feel seen. So when you use it, they feel like, oh, this person actually gets how we talk. Have you ever met someone who just talks at you the whole time? That's what it sounds like when you never use yone. So you just add this tiny speech pattern and suddenly you're not talking at them. You're talking with them. So here's the difference between yo and yone. Yo is I'm telling you, that kind of vibe. Yone gives off you feel me kind of vibe. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about ne. Ne. This one is super short, super light, but if you use it right, it makes your Japanese feel chill, neutral, and friendly as hell. You are not pushing your opinion. You are not checking in like yone. You're just vibing. So for example, これかわいいね. これかわいいね. See how soft that feels? You're not forcing anything. You're not even asking for agreement like yone. You're just kind of putting it out there. And letting the person vibe with it naturally. Without ne, it sounds like これかわいい. これかわいい. It sounds a bit too cold. You know, again, it just sounds like a statement. With ne, これかわいいね. これかわいいね. Now it's like, this is cute, right? But in a softer way than yone. Another example is 今日は気持ちいいね. 今日は気持ちいいね. This one is very common when you're talking about the weather, the mood, or the special moment. It's not about starting a deep conversation. It's just a light connection. A little, we are here together kind of feeling. You are showing you feel good. It could make you sound really social, but not pushy at all. And here's what people don't realize. When Japanese people use ne, they are not asking. They are tuning in. It keeps the vibe light. So if you skip ne all the time, you sound too direct, too cold. But when you use it, you sound more friendly, like someone they actually want to talk to. And yeah, ne sounds kind of like yone, but here's the difference. Yone is like you feel the same, right? You're low-key checking in. You're trying to bring the other person onto your side. But ne by itself, it's way softer. It's like you're just throwing the vibe out there. It's cute, right? But when Japanese people say this, we don't really care if the person agree or not. You're just being friendly. Think of it like this. Yone is like, I want you to feel this with me. It creates that kind of vibe. I want you to feel this with me. You feel me? You feel me? I hope you feel the same. But ne is like, I'm just saying it. I don't care if you vibe with it or not. If you say yone all the time, you might come off a little needy, like you need people to agree with you all the time. But if you say ne naturally, it's like, here's what I feel. We are chill, no pressure. So use yone when you want to check in if the person feels the same way, and use ne when you just want to share what you are feeling, what you are thinking, and open up the space for the person to respond to you. All right, the next one is wa. Wa. Let's clear something up. When most learners hear wa, they think of some anime girl going, 嬉しいわ. Real Japanese doesn't work like that, okay? Yeah, wa can sound feminine in some cases, but it depends on how you say it. Depends on the intonation. There is also a neutral, casual, sometimes even emotional way to use it. And if you only associate it with anime girls, you're missing the real meaning. So let's take a look at example. 本当にびっくりしたわ. 本当にびっくりしたわ. This wa isn't trying to sound cute. It's raw. It's emotional. It's like saying, man, I was seriously shocked. Yeah, wa is kind of like, man, bro, yo. It creates that kind of vibe. マジで、本当にびっくりしたわ. 本当にびっくりしたわ. うわ、びっくりしたわ。みたいなね. It's almost like a exhale, a vowel sigh at the end of your sentence. Yeah, it's feeling, but no fluff. Another example is 怖いわ. 怖いわ. それ怖いわ. それ怖いわ. You can say this sentence when you're scared, when something is scary. Not asking for anything, not explaining, but just putting your emotion out there. You're just explaining what you're feeling in a human way, not in a robotic way. You hear this in drama, movies, in real life so often, not as a joke, but when somebody is genuinely in their feelings. Like, I'm gonna give you more insight about this. What in casual speech is a emotional punctuation. It's not grammar. It's about energy. The tone matters more than the word itself. So if you say like, これかわいいわ, これかわいいわ, yeah, it sounds feminine. But when you say it with this kind of tone, それかわいいわ, それかわいいわ. Yeah, it just sounds like you're expressing your emotion in just a human way. So the key is intonation. That's it. If you say it with the wrong energy, yeah, you sound like a Sailor Moon. But if you say it right, it makes your Japanese feel real, human, and layered. Okay, let's take a look at another example to understand this what on a deeper level. Let's quickly compare these two sentences. びっくりした。びっくりした. It just sounds like a fact. But when you add what at the end, びっくりしたわ。びっくりしたわ. Feels like a human had that reaction. It adds color to the sentence. So yeah, what isn't just a feminine speech, it's emotional speech. It shows how you feel, not just what you think. And if you can use this very naturally, you unlock a whole new layer of expression that textbooks never touch. Alright, let's finish this video with something a little softer. And this one's not something you say to someone. It's what you say when you're thinking out loud. You can use this when you're processing your own feelings, but in a way that still sounds native. Alright, we got na. Na. Na is a soft reflection speech pattern. You probably heard this one before. The quiet little na at the end of a sentence. And maybe you thought it was just a guy thing. But no. Let's take a look at examples. 美味しかったな。あれ美味しかったな。That na, it's not part of the information. It's just a part of the feeling. It's not that was good. It's like, man, that was good. Just letting the emotion sit for a second. Another example is あの時楽しかったな。あの時楽しかったな. It's not just a comment, it's a memory. It gives off soft, nostalgic, real vibe. And yo, here's the part most learners miss. Like if you say 懐かしいな, 懐かしいな, you're not asking anyone to agree with you, but you're kind of leaving space for them to feel it with you. It's just like, I'm putting this out there. And if they feel the same, they respond. But sometimes you're not just reflecting. You're wondering, you're uncertain. That's where kana shows up. This kana shows soft uncertainty. This one is still chill, but now you're looking ahead. You're wondering. Here are some examples. あの人元気かな? あの人元気かな? I wonder if the person is doing okay. I wonder if the person is doing okay. It's soft, not a question to someone, just a thought floating out. It kana function as the same as I wonder. I wonder. あいつ元気かな? あいつ元気かな? Yeah, just a wondering vibe. いけるかな? いけるかな? I wonder if I can go or maybe I can go. You're not saying yes or you're not even saying no. You're just feeling out. That's the power of kana. It lets you speak while still thinking. It makes the Japanese feel human, not rehearsed. So let's summarize this up. Na is for reflection. It's emotional. Kana is for wondering. It's soft. You don't need a grammar chart to feel the difference. You just need ears and repetitions. That's it. These are the stuff that make your Japanese hit different. Because real people don't always speak in facts. They think, they hesitate, they reflect, right? And that's exactly what these little tiny speech patterns do. So stop worrying about sounding perfect. Just start sounding human. And these speech patterns let you sound like a human. And make sure to watch this video over and over again until you absorb the language. And next time when you talk to Japanese people or listen to Japanese native speakers, just pay attention to those speech patterns. And once you get used to it, you start using it naturally. So I recommend you watching this video again before you go into part 2. But if you already understood and watched this video a few times, I will see you in the part 2. Let's go. Alright, that's the end of free lesson. But this is only a part of what I teach inside my community. Inside my Nihongo Rapio community, I drop weekly native content like this with real phrases, speech patterns, movie breakdowns. You also get access to bi-weekly group calls where you have a chance to practice your Japanese and get a live feedback from me. More importantly, we are not doing this alone. We got 80 plus US learners inside, and we are here to support each other and level up together. A language school charges you thousands of dollars, and they only teach you the polite, stiff Japanese that native Japanese speakers use to survive in society, but they don't teach you the kind of language that we use to connect with Japanese people on a human level. But this Nihongo Repio community only costs $19 a month, and I teach you the kind of Japanese that let you connect with Japanese people on a human level so you can have a best life possible in Japan. We already know that the real reason why we are learning a language is not just to pass a test, to get a job, or to get into school. It's to connect with people, right? Because what's the point of learning a language and mastering them, but you only speak the textbook Japanese? And if you feel the same way and are serious about sounding natural to connect with Japanese people on a deeper level, the community is where you belong. Click the link down below. And again, not being able to speak casual language is like eating sushi without soy sauce. You're missing a flavor. Looking forward to seeing you inside. お疲れ。